I'm giving you my Penn State Michigan preview. Penn State plays Michigan this weekend, home game. It's a whiteout. College game day is going to be there. Penn State moved up to number 2 this past week as Clemson lost, a few other upsets. Michigan, not a bad team, lost a lot of talent from last year's team. I don't really think they're quite what they were last year. Lost to Michigan State in a kind of a weird weather game, 14-10, real low scoring. And then last week they escaped Indiana 27-20 in overtime with a touchdown in overtime, and then Indiana faltered and wasn't able to get a touchdown, and therefore Michigan was able to win the game. But Michigan overall this year hasn't really looked all that great offensively. Defensively, they've looked decent, pretty good, but offensively they've struggled with the passing game with O'Korn, and they don't only have a great running game, an okay running game, but if they're going to put up points, it's going to be with the running game, probably not the passing game. So, where I think the big matchup is here is I think it's Penn State's offense versus Michigan's defense. If Michigan's defense is able to kind of get into the backfield, Penn State's O-line's not that great, and Michigan's defensive line's pretty good. That's probably their best part on their team. Their front seven is very good, and if they can get in the Penn State's, get a lot of pressure on Barkley and McSorley, if they can get a lot of tackles for loss on Barkley, make McSorley pass, not give him a lot of time, have to go short screens, Penn State's not going to get a lot of points in this game, and they're going to struggle early on. But I could also see them, trying to stop Barkley and maybe get some pressure on McSorley, but McSorley able to get out of the pocket. That's going to be a big thing, and maybe if Penn State's receivers can get open, I don't really think Penn State's going to put up like 40 points in this game. I just can't see it. But I do think Penn State will eventually be able to make some plays. Barkley might rip one off, maybe here or there, maybe make a couple plays. And I think passing wise, I think they're going to be able to get some not big plays, but some moderate plays, maybe 15 yards, maybe a 7-yard slant route, and they're able to get maybe 15 more on it or something like that. So it's those kind of things that I think Penn State's going to have to be looking for, some long drives that are going to be hard-earned points. So moving on, where I think this game will be decided is Penn State's offense versus Michigan's defense. What I predict is, it's a home game. Penn State has a bye. It's a whiteout. I think Penn State has an advantage here. I think they are a better team talent-wise. I think they're a more experienced team. It's kind of a reverse of last year's. My prediction overall is that Penn State gets out to a slow start offensively. It takes them a little bit. Maybe they get one good drive early on, but I don't know if they're going to have double digits at halftime. It's probably going to be like a 7 or 10, something like that. They're not going to have a lot. Barkley's not really going to be getting going, or if he is, it'll be early on. And the receivers will start to make some plays, but it's going to take a little while. I think in the second half, Penn State will start to be able to make some more plays, passing-wise. I think kicking field goals got to be makeable. 30 yards, 20 yards, 40 yards, we got to be making them, okay? And then I think from a defensive standpoint, I think Penn State will be able to do decent on Michigan passing-wise. I think Michigan will have some success. I think offensively, I think O'Korn might be able to make a couple amount of plays, but I think the whiteout will get to them a little bit, and I think it won't be that easy once Penn State kind of settles in and kind of makes them pass. I don't think they're going to have a lot of success. So I have this a little higher scoring than I actually think I should, but I got this 27-17 Penn State. As Penn State, it's close in the first quarter, 2 quarters. Penn State has a little lead going into half, and then they begin to pull away in a game that might not be quite as close as 10 points in my pick. Michigan might get like a late field goal or touchdown, something like that, to make it a little bit closer than it really is. But that's my pick, 27-17. I got Penn State taking over by a couple points and covering the spread and getting to a 7-0 record. Peace out, guys.